Gonna clutch this.
By the way, guys, Max Cap, top 7 North America Grandmasters League in StarCraft 2. Watch the stream, justin.tv/flashbacksc2. Watch him, he's fucking pro. I first got into Counter-Strike through Half-Life. I have 3 older brothers, and my oldest brother in '97, when the game came out, he bought Half-Life. And since we all had computers, or when we were younger, we used to play network games all the time. So we used to play Half-Life 1 multiplayer. Then when we found out about Team Fortress Classic, we used to play that all the time. Then one of my brother's friends came over to the house, and he's like, "Hey guys, have you heard of Counter-Strike?" And I'm like, "No, what's that?" So he downloaded it for us, put it on the computer, and then basically after the first time I played it, I was hooked on it. I was playing it. I'd come home from school, start playing it right away. It was completely substituted for Team Fortress Classic. It was like a whole new experience for me, and I got hooked on it right away. When I first got into competitive Counter-Strike wasn't until 2008. Earlier in 2007, I was playing in 2 different community servers. They're both 24/7 CS Office servers, so I was a complete pub star. I was always like 3-to-1 KDR, 4-to-1 KDR. Everyone was banning me for cheating and stuff. So it wasn't until 2 specific communities in specific actually accepted me and didn't ban me right away for cheating. So I was able to make a little bit of a home for myself. There were a few people that knew about Cal and wanted to start a competitive team. So technically, I guess I played my first season in 2007. I played a match on Cobble, but I had no idea who I was playing against. I had no idea about anything. I was a complete pub star. I thought I was like one of the best players in the world at the time, and we got our asses kicked. I didn't play again until Tournament.com came out. Not came out, but when I started playing it. I started playing it in October of 2007, and that's where I met a player named Rebel. He lived in Toronto as well, so when Tournament.com went down, I started speaking to him on MSN afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, let's make a SEVO squad together." So we made a SEVO squad, and he introduced me to a few people that he used to play with, which is how I started playing with people from Living Proof. And that would be my first actual season, was season 5 of SEVO Amateur and season 9 of Cal Open. I first met NearCry. I was playing with people from the Canadian source and I guess Living Proof at the time, and I was playing in NearCry's deathmatch actually, and I was banned. Matt Howe, buddy upstairs, apparently told NearCry that I was playing with a bunch of cheaters and my team was a cheating team. So Howe convinced NearCry to ban me from the deathmatch server, and I was completely confused. I was like, why was I banned? I wasn't cheating or anything. So that's how I first initially met NearCry and spoke to him my first time. It was 2009? Early?
Sure.
Late 2008, early 2009. It was before ETS 2009. I got involved with CyberRev by first asking NearCry if I could build him a Canadian Rev team. At the time, it was myself and 2 former teammates from Canadian Source, and it was going to be Neil who I met on K2, and also Zart, who I met on K2. NearCry was fine with having 1 Canadian member on the team, or 1 American member on the Canadian Rev squad, but I had plans on stepping our game up and taking it to the next level. So NearCry told me after I was bugging him for a while, "Hey, let me make a CyberRev squad because it's too hard to find Canadian players that could keep up." And he said, "If you make pro or invite, then I'll make you the CyberRev squad." So I slowly, kind of added on Americans and removed Canadians from the roster. Players went inactive, players decided to quit. So that's when we started picking up people like Forevero, Brian, Ryan. We spoke to Experience a little bit about joining the squad. So it wasn't until then, at the end of season 4 of ESEA Open, where we won 22-1, that we were moved up to invite in that league, and we also went 3-0 in the SEVO P PPT. SIVO Pro placement tournament. So we made SIVO P and ESE Invite the same season, and that's when I said, hey NearCry, you know, look at the squad now, we're Invite, we're professional. I'm making all these pickups that you like, you know, you like experience. We did really well last season, make a Cyber Rev, and that's how it came to be at the beginning. Favorite group of players on Cyber Rev? I'd have to say group of players as opposed to individual players, because basically the teams have always come with like 2 or 3 different people that just come in groups together. So I'd say Season 6 was really fun with Schaefer, POS, and Remix. They were all really funny individuals. So as a group, I really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed at the beginning of Season 6 when we were playing with Doobie, Miller, and Eric, and POS as well, Trevor, because just the way that we just talked so much shit to each other. It was just a really fun time whenever we were scrimming, because we're kind of taking it seriously, but at the same time we're joking around. So those were really fun instances of playing Counter-Strike together. But more recently, I liked playing with the new Cyber Rev squad, because we also play like StarCraft 2 together, we play Heroes of New Earth together, so I guess we're more in line in terms of personality with the new Cyber Rev squad, but it was just really enjoyable to be kind of with the more outgoing, like Schaefer, loud group, Doobie, just shit-talking everyone, no care in the world, because that was also really fun. Least favorite player to play with would have to be, I'd have to say Brian from Season 4, because he was really one-dimensional. It's like, you know, when you're playing Invite, you can play multiple spots on multiple maps, and you're not really confined to one spot, and it just made it so difficult for us because he could only play a certain way. He couldn't play passive, he could only play aggressive, he could only play this spot on this map, and it just made, you know, building strats around it so difficult. So I guess he would be my least favorite player to play with. Well, this season is kind of tricky actually, because we're not using Daves to use our strat caller, and instead we have Riddick in his place. And Marlon is inactive now, so we picked up Experience to take his place. And we've all played with Experience before, but this is my first time playing with Frank. And, you know, it's interesting seeing how this pans out, because our play styles are so different, and I'm taking the role of strat caller now, so for me to start calling strats that he's never heard of, considering we're putting in barely any practice, it's kind of hard to make sure we're all on the same page. So the first few matches, unless, you know, we have really easy matchups, it's going to be a little rough, but once we start getting into groove of playing with each other, seeing how each other plays, you know, getting maps down, getting strats down, making sure we all know the default, and actually communicating enough, then I think we're going to be able to take the rest of the ESEA season with ease. I see us in the finals for sure, and I think 100% of the times that I've made that prediction, I've actually ended up in the finals. So yeah, we're going to be playoff bound for sure, after maybe a rough start, but we're all experienced, so we should be good. To just beyond that sign, I guess. Did you know you're telling your lighter?
Holy shit! Oh, mine's done. Mine's done. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Light it and throw it?
Yeah, just light it and throw it in the street.
Just
no, in the street.
Like
in the street.
A grenade? I don't have a lighter.
Oh, here.
Okay, what we did was everyone would line up on the soccer field. One person would go at a time, spark it up, and then when it starts.
Oh, come on. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much.
I thought it was gonna like shoot shit out, like.
Well, I did shoot shit.
Well, barely.
I'll throw it at you.
No, no! You fucking asshole! I'm gonna say you.
What the hell did I throw? I'm still like.